Welcome to a new video on my channel. Hope you're doing fine. Today I want to give you an update about the latest earnings report of Hyliion, which is the second quarter of 2022. And as you can see over here, the highlights which they mentioned on the slides has been the ACT Expo recap, and then also the collaboration with Cummins has been announced, which I think is a major step. They also received additional orders from, I think, 2 members of the ERX Innovation Council, so this is also a good sign. And they achieved the first milestone for the first delivery of freight this quarter, which also is really good sign. And they are still on track for the production or for the development of the Hypertruck ERX. I don't really care about the hybrid backlog because it's such a tiny part, and I think it's not really relevant for the future. You have around 500 million of cash, short-term and long-term investments from the balance sheet, which is enough, at least according to the company, to achieve the production scale. I think, not really a lot to say about the ACT Expo, just that it's important to get over here and then show off to the fleets and let them see the vehicle and let them maybe sit in it and just, get the vehicle out there, and then the companies know about it. So this is, in my opinion, very important that they take part in these expos. Which, however, I think is more important and even more validation that Cummins, one of the bigger companies in the industry, is collaborating with Hyliion to optimize the Cummins natural gas engine for the Hypertruck ERX. So this is always good. So this means they're interested in this project, and definitely validates also the project. As they state over here, the collaboration validates the desire of the entire legacy commercial trucking company to invest in sustainability. I think definitely right now almost every company has understand that there's no way around sustainability, especially in trucking and also personal, maybe transportation. However, I think especially trucking, this is something which the companies are aware of right now. Positive side is also the orders, which has been almost doubling from the end from quarter 4 2021. And as I mentioned before, new customers in the second quarter have been NFI and Holcim, which are 2 of the Hypertruck ERX Innovation Council members. So this is also a good sign that this council is really helping them, or that in the council there are companies which are really interesting in the company and the project ERX. Even though they're buying some or ordering some ERX, these orders represent only 2% of the customer fleet size. So if we just multiply it by, let's say, 5, then you have around 10%, which I'd say would be a good number to start with, and then you are at around 1000 Hypertruck ERX, which then would be a lot more revenue. They also highlight that due to the 75 miles range of electric range of the Hypertruck ERX, they are able to qualify for the 30% tax credit, which is 40,000 and then this also leads to an easier entry barrier for the companies or for the fleets to maybe just try it out with a few vehicles and then see how it works. I think this is something which helps Hyliion, I think, a lot, because then it makes it even more attractive from a total cost of ownership aspect. As I mentioned before, I don't really go into the revenue they have by the hybrid product, because it's such a tiny amount, and in the future this, in my opinion, won't be relevant at all. However, I think it's also good that they have the hybrid truck right now, so they know where the problem might be from scaling up from just doing a few vehicles to ramping up, hopefully. Then they might not do the same mistakes again, which then would lead to a better scaling up. At least this is what I'm hoping. And this is, in my opinion, the most important slide of the whole presentation, which is the milestones of the Hypertruck ERX and how far they have come. They completed the first of the verification vehicle builds, and they started the on-road testing of design verification. And as I mentioned before, also they had the with the partnership with Green Path Logistics, the first delivery of freight. So this is also really important, and apparently it went well. So this is also a good sign. And the company really has to deliver on this timeline, because otherwise, there might be other competitors which then at least have different solutions, which might then be also just more competition around. And I think Tesla also announced the 500 miles electric vehicle, or semi. So this is also something to keep in mind. How fast are the competitors? Yeah, if you can speak, or say competitor in this case, because I think there's a huge difference between 500 and 1,000 miles, especially in long distance trucking. However, they apparently have a product, and HYLN is not in the phase where they have a product which is able to be sold to different companies right now. Well, they're on track, and as I mentioned over here, in the end of, or in the second half of 2023, they plan to be starting the production. So this is something I'm really looking forward to, if they get there on time. I'm really hoping, and I think also the winter testing is maybe the next step. I'm not really sure if it's that problematic as with full EV. However, still something to keep in mind, that this might be some critical point. Nonetheless, they are also thinking about the future, where they have the fuel agnostic Hypertruck and also the fuel cell Hypertruck. However, this is still to be seen how fast and when this will be coming. Additionally, they also have the long-term opportunities with battery solutions and also software solutions, which then definitely would also be a diversification of different revenue streams. So something to keep in mind. And I think it's really good that they think about the future, because on one hand, as I mentioned before, there might be more competition, and on the other hand, it's more difficult to scale up, like physical production, than software and everything else. So this is something definitely which I think is a positive sign. The key financial outlook, I think I mentioned the most important parts. They have right now enough cash at hand or on a balance sheet to fund the current commercialization plans for the hybrid and Hypertruck ERX. And as I mentioned over here in the beginning, they shifted from I think 180 something million long-term investments, around 70 million into short-term investments. So I think they're aware that there will be a future cash burn, and therefore they adjusted, I think. And in total it's around 500 million. If you have a look at the cash burn, in the net loss has been around 33.5 million for the second quarter, and it has been, I think, around 60 million for the second half of 2022. 60.6 million. So this would be enough for around eight of these quarters, which then would be Q2 of 2024, so well into the planned start of production. And they also have some additional events. This is also something which is good. Just do some events and also get out some promo material, so that companies will learn or know even more about the company and about the Hypertruck ERX. So with that being said, I'm not really impressed with the results. of the hybrid, but as I mentioned before, this is not crucial in my opinion. In my opinion, it's important that the development of the commercialization of the Hypertruck ERX is progressing, and I think this is the case. And I'm really looking forward to especially the first quarter of 2023 and the second quarter, when the start of the Hypertruck ERX production is planned. So what do you think about the company and especially about the outlook? Really curious to hear that, and hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, have a good day. Bye bye.